US President Donald Trump and his administration have repeatedly articulated a strong desire to acquire Greenland, viewing it as crucial for American and international security. Trump believes the takeover of Greenland will happen and has called controlling the Arctic island an absolute necessity. The primary stated reasons for the US interest are strategic and security-related. Greenland is located in the high North Arctic region, which is becoming increasingly important. The US sees the Arctic as a region where Russia is rearming and China is using the routes. Both Russia and China are seeking access to Greenland's waterways and natural resources, and the US aims to counter their growing influence. Greenland offers the shortest route from North America to Europe. Its location is vital for America's missile defense systems, as the shortest route for Russian ballistic missiles targeting the US would be across the Arctic. The US maintains a permanent presence at the Pitufik Space Base in Greenland's northwest. Trump noted the US already has a couple of bases and quite a few soldiers on the island. The US has expressed interest in expanding its military presence, perhaps placing more radars to track Chinese and Russian vessels. Greenland's increasing accessibility due to climate change has highlighted its vast economic potential. The island is rich in minerals, including rare earth minerals used in high-tech manufacturing, batteries, and weapons. Minerals found include zinc, copper, nickel, cobalt, uranium, oil, gas, gold, and platinum. A 2023 survey found that 25 of 34 minerals deemed critical raw materials by the European Commission were present in Greenland. The melting ice is opening up new Arctic sea shipping routes, such as the Transpolar Sea Route, which could provide a much quicker connection between Europe and Asia, reducing dependence on passages like the Panama Canal. The recent interest is not new. The US considered purchasing Greenland at least twice previously. In 1867, following the purchase of Alaska, and in 1946, when President Harry S. Truman proposed buying the island for $100 million, an offer Denmark rejected. Greenland's political status is complex, which is central to the acquisition controversy. Greenland is the world's largest island. It is a self-governing autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Greenland was under Danish rule until 1979 when it gained self-governance, and since 2009, it has held the right to declare full independence through a referendum. Greenland's Prime Minister, Mute Ejede, has called for independence from Denmark. The vast majority of Greenlanders are said to want full independence from Denmark. The island has a small, scattered population of about 56,000 to 57,000 residents, primarily indigenous Inuit people. Economically, Greenland is highly dependent on Danish support, receiving a block grant equivalent to about 50% of its treasury revenue. The sources reveal strong opposition from both Danish and Greenlandic leadership, while also exposing deep divisions within Greenlandic society regarding foreign powers. Danish and Greenlandic leaders have been unanimous in their rejection of the US acquisition threats. Prime Minister Mute Ejede stated emphatically, "Greenland is ours. We are not for sale and will never be for sale," emphasizing the long struggle for freedom. A recent poll indicated that 85% of Greenlanders do not want to become part of the United States. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen has insisted that Greenland belongs to the Greenlanders. Denmark announced it would boost defense spending in Greenland by $1.5 billion following Trump's threats. Denmark views any military intervention as a direct violation of Greenland's and Denmark's sovereignty. European leaders, including German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and the French Foreign Minister, strongly rebuked Trump's territorial ambitions, stressing that borders must not be moved by force. NATO is complicated by the US being the central member, but a military invasion would represent a fundamental rupture of the current international order, including NATO. Greenlanders are split on the best path forward amidst foreign pressures. Greenlandic politicians use the maxim, "not for sale, but open for business," indicating they must diversify their economy away from Danish dependence to achieve independence. Following Trump's designs, a new, fragile four-party coalition government was formed by parties that banded together against a US takeover. Some view Trump's aggressive rhetoric and refusal to rule out force as a simple, negotiating tactic to achieve a deal for increased U.S. military bases or influence rather than outright purchase. While rare, some Greenlanders welcome U.S. interest, viewing Trump as a great negotiator. Some even argue Trump showed a lot of more respect than Denmark, which they accuse of having stolen our country without asking us. Many indigenous Inuit people, who make up 89% of the population, are skeptical that Americans understand their mentality. They express concern that if they gain independence from Denmark too soon, they risk being recolonized by the United States. Greenland's foreign minister expressed the sentiment clearly: "We want respect. You just don't take over. You speak. And you talk." Vice President J.D. Vance visits focused heavily on Arctic security and attempts to create friction between New York and Copenhagen. He criticized Danish leadership for having underinvested in Greenland's security architecture, arguing that his strategy was very clear in attempting to drive a wedge between Greenland and Denmark. The U.S. delegation's visit had to be scaled back due to uproar among Greenlanders and Danes who were irked that the original itinerary was planned without consulting them. The situation in Greenland reflects a classic struggle for control over strategically valuable territory, where the demands of global powers clash sharply with the determined desire of a small, self-governing people to maintain their identity and sovereignty.